studies are now showing us that one of the most powerful and underutilized tools to help us combat depression and anxiety can be found at the end of your fork. The missing piece of the puzzle. Today, I'm known as a nutritional psychiatrist, but I didn't always know that food played such a vital role in brain health. As a practicing psychiatrist who specializes in mood and anxiety disorders, my job is to review and assess a patient's complete medical history to get to the bottom of any mental health issue. My training helps me understand that physical and mental health are intrinsically linked. For example, often a bodily issue like a thyroid problem can have great impact on a person's mood or anxiety levels. During an initial workup, psychiatrists will ask patients a lot of questions, some of which they may not expect to be asked, to gather the data needed to understand what may be at the root of a person's low mood or increased feelings of anxiety. When I was just starting out my career, I learned a lot about how to ask questions about a person's medical history, family background, and what might be happening at work and at home. But I'd never been taught to ask my patients about what they were eating. This struck me, even then, as a bit odd. That's likely because of my background. In the late 70s, when I was 5 years old, my parents moved our family from Long Island, New York, to a homestead in Crawford County, Indiana. There they started caring for 123 acres of pasture farmland, planting, tending, and harvesting a variety of fruit, vegetables, greens, beans, and herbs. Today, I live on that same farm with my wife, children, and parents, commuting each week to my clinic in New York City. I spend my weekends battling the dense clay soil, weather, and bugs, and marveling, with my children, at the miracle of seeds sprouting into nourishing food. I may not have been fully conscious of it at the time, but even as a child, I seemed to understand that eating fresh, whole foods just made me feel better in body, mind, and spirit. Years later, while a medical student at Indiana University, what I learned about nutrition can most succinctly be summed up as meat and dairy are bad, vegetables are good. It's probably not so different from what you've heard over the years about what constitutes a healthy diet. And so, wanting to be happier and healthier, I decided to adopt a low-fat vegetarian diet. In fact, I didn't eat meat, including fish and seafood, for nearly 12 years. While the data is clear that eating mainly plant-based foods plays an important role in overall health, I was so focused on maintaining a diet without steak or salmon that I didn't stop to consider whether my body and my brain were getting the nutrients they needed to truly thrive. My go-to foods included veggie burgers, mac and cheese, and a lot of pizza. It wasn't until new research started to link levels of omega-3 fatty acids, a type of polyunsaturated fatty acids commonly found in seafood, to brain health, that I started to wonder if maybe my diet wasn't as healthy as I thought. I began to wonder, are there foods that can better help promote brain and mental health? And if so, why aren't we talking about those foods and how they affect mood and anxiety? A new prescription for food. Traditionally, treatment protocols for depression and anxiety have focused on talk therapy and medication. Those two tools, working alone or in tandem, work well for many people when they're available. Unfortunately, for others, these popular interventions do not bring as much relief as hoped, or if they do, they come with a host of unpleasant side effects, including weight gain, drowsiness, sexual problems, and constipation. This can demoralize patients who are already struggling to feel just even a little bit better. As a physician who swore an oath to do no harm, it's important to me to explore all the available options to help my patients feel better. And as part of that, I also want to make sure that anything I prescribe isn't just replacing one health issue with another. While antidepressant and antipsychotic medications have changed the face of psychiatry and have been lifesavers for many patients, they cannot and should not be the only tools at a psychiatrist's disposal to treat patients. Any safe, effective options we can add to our arsenal to help prevent, manage, or remit mental health conditions are more than welcome. Healthy eating is one such.